Most people over the age of 60 believe that cold feet, heavy legs, or slow walking are simply part of getting older. They assume it's because they move less, or that their muscles are weaker than they used to be. But in my years of clinical observation, I've learned something very important. Aging alone is rarely the real cause. What's happening inside the body goes much deeper than inactivity. Inside your legs are miles of blood vessels that once expanded and relaxed easily with every heartbeat. When you were younger, blood flowed smoothly, almost effortlessly, down to your calves, ankles, and toes. But over time, those vessels begin to stiffen. The inner lining of your arteries, called the endothelium, becomes sluggish. In medicine, we refer to this as endothelial fatigue. And when this lining stops working efficiently, circulation quietly suffers. One of the most critical substances produced by healthy arteries is nitric oxide. This tiny molecule tells blood vessels when to relax and widen. Think of it as a traffic signal for your circulation. When nitric oxide levels drop, arteries narrow. Blood thickens. Instead of flowing freely like water, it moves more slowly, almost like syrup. The result? Your legs don't receive the oxygen they need. That's why so many seniors notice the same warning signs. Cold toes even in warm rooms. Legs that feel heavy by afternoon. Tingling, numbness, or cramps at night. These are not random symptoms. They are messages from your circulatory system asking for support. What surprises many of my patients is how quickly circulation can respond when nitric oxide production improves. In controlled studies, natural compounds found in specific foods and drinks were shown to increase nitric oxide levels by up to 30% within hours. That kind of change can dramatically improve blood flow, without medication. This is why today's discussion focuses on circulation-supporting drinks, not pills or prescriptions. Liquids absorb quickly. They enter the bloodstream faster than solid food. And when chosen correctly, they work with your body's chemistry instead of forcing it. Another important point many people overlook is that circulation problems don't stop at cold feet. Poor blood flow increases fall risk, slows healing, weakens balance, and even affects brain clarity. The same arteries that supply your legs also influence your memory and focus. When circulation improves, people often tell me they feel mentally sharper, not just physically warmer. So if you've been told, that's just aging, I want you to pause. Because aging doesn't mean your arteries are doomed to stiffen forever. Blood vessels are living tissue. They respond to daily signals, especially the signals you send through what you drink. In the next section, I'll begin walking you through the first circulation-boosting drink. Starting with the simplest one that most people completely underestimate. It costs almost nothing, yet it gently retrains your blood vessels to relax again. As Dr. Christina Serrati, I always tell my patients this: circulation repair does not start with something aggressive. It starts with something consistent and gentle. And that's why the first drink I recommend surprises people. It isn't exotic. It isn't expensive. Yet it quietly improves blood flow when used daily. I'm talking about warm lemon water. Most people think of lemon water as just hydration or digestion support. But inside your blood vessels, something much more important is happening. Warmth itself causes mild vasodilation, meaning your arteries begin to relax the moment the liquid reaches your system. When you add lemon, the effect becomes biochemical, not just physical. Lemons are rich in vitamin C, a nutrient that protects the enzyme responsible for producing nitric oxide. As we age, this enzyme becomes fragile. Oxidative stress damages it, reducing nitric oxide output. Vitamin C acts like a bodyguard, preserving that enzyme so your arteries can keep relaxing properly. When seniors drink a glass of warm water with half a freshly squeezed lemon first thing in the morning, they're not just waking up their digestion. They're sending an early signal to their blood vessels: open up, today is active. This early signal matters more than most people realize. Morning circulation sets the tone for the entire day. When arteries stay constricted after waking, blood pressure rises, legs feel heavy by noon, and fatigue sets in early. But when vessels relax early, oxygen delivery improves before stiffness has a chance to settle. In clinical observation, many older adults report something subtle but meaningful within days. Their toes don't feel icy after breakfast. Their calves don't tighten as quickly when standing. These changes don't feel dramatic, but they are foundational. Think of warm lemon water as training your arteries to remember flexibility. There's also a liver connection here. Your liver plays a key role in regulating blood thickness and cholesterol processing. Warm lemon water stimulates bile flow, which helps reduce blood viscosity. Thinner blood glides more easily through narrowed arteries, especially in the lower legs where circulation struggles the most. Preparation matters. This is not cold lemon water. Cold liquids can briefly constrict vessels, which is the opposite of what we want in the morning. Use warm water, comfortably warm, not hot. Squeeze half a fresh lemon. No sugar. No honey at first. Drink it slowly, allowing warmth to spread downward. Consistency is the secret. One day helps. Daily use retrains vascular tone. Arteries respond to repetition, not intensity. This is how natural circulation repair works. Now, I want to be clear. Warm lemon water is not a cure on its own. It's a primer. It prepares your vessels for stronger nitric oxide boosters later in the day. Think of it as loosening a stiff door hinge before opening the door fully. In the next part, I'll introduce a drink that goes a step further, one that creates a warming sensation deep in the legs and improves microcirculation in the smallest blood vessels of the feet. After preparing your arteries in the morning, the next goal is to push circulation deeper, all the way into the tiny capillaries of your feet. This is where many circulation routines fail. Large arteries may improve, but the smallest vessels, the ones responsible for warmth and sensation, remain sluggish. That's where ginger tea becomes incredibly powerful. Ginger has been used for centuries, but modern science now explains why it works so well for aging circulation. Inside ginger is an active compound called gingerol. This compound has a unique ability to gently relax blood vessels while also improving blood fluidity. It doesn't force dilation. Instead, it encourages arteries to respond naturally. When ginger enters your system, it slightly reduces platelet stickiness. That means red blood cells move more freely instead of clumping together. In simple terms, your blood flows smoother, especially through narrow, aging vessels in the feet and ankles. Many seniors describe the effect of ginger tea as a soft internal warmth that travels downward. That sensation isn't imagination. It's increased microcirculation. Capillaries begin opening, allowing oxygen and nutrients to finally reach tissues that have been underfed for years. Another overlooked benefit of ginger is its mild anti-inflammatory action. Chronic low-grade inflammation stiffens arteries over time. Ginger helps calm that inflammation, allowing vessel walls to become more responsive again. This is especially helpful for people who experience night cramps, tingling, or numbness in the feet. In clinical settings, ginger has even been compared to mild aspirin for circulation support, without the same stomach irritation risk when used moderately. This makes it particularly useful for older adults who cannot tolerate strong medications. Preparation matters here too. Ginger tea should be fresh, not powdered packets loaded with sugar. Use about 1 teaspoon of freshly grated ginger root in hot water. Let it steep for 5 minutes. The longer it steeps, the stronger the warming effect. Drink it mid-morning or late morning, after your lemon water has already primed your vessels. Sip slowly. Don't rush it. This allows the warming compounds to circulate gradually, extending their effect. One mistake I often see is people drinking ginger tea at night. While it's safe, its warming nature can be too stimulating before bed for some individuals. Daytime use is ideal when you want energy, movement, and active blood flow. Within a week of daily use, many people notice their feet stay warm longer, even when sitting. Some report less stiffness when standing up after rest. These are signs that microcirculation is waking up again, but remember, circulation is cumulative. Ginger tea works best when layered with other nitric oxide, supporting drinks. Think of it as the spark, not the entire engine. In the next part, I'll introduce a drink that directly increases nitric oxide levels more powerfully than almost anything else found in nature. This one has been shown to improve walking distance and leg strength in older adults. If there is one drink that consistently stands out in circulation research, especially for adults over 60, it is beetroot juice. In my professional view, this is the most direct, natural way to restore nitric oxide levels when aging arteries stop producing enough on their own. Beets work differently from lemon or ginger. They don't just support nitric oxide production indirectly. They supply the raw material your body uses to make it. Beets are rich in natural dietary nitrates. When you drink beet juice, those nitrates interact with beneficial bacteria on your tongue. This step is critical and often overlooked. The bacteria convert nitrates into nitrites, which then transform into nitric oxide once they enter your bloodstream. This pathway bypasses the age-related decline in nitric oxide synthesis that occurs inside artery walls. Most people over 60 think slow. What does that mean in practical terms? It means your arteries can widen again, even if they've been stiff for years. In controlled studies involving older adults, measurable artery expansion occurred within 90 minutes of drinking beet juice. Blood flow velocity increased, oxygen delivery improved, and walking endurance rose significantly. One well-known study showed a 17% improvement in walking distance in seniors after daily beet juice use for just 2 weeks. Most people over 60 think slow. That's not subtle. That's functional change. Many people assume beets are only good if cooked, but for circulation, heat is your enemy. Cooking destroys a large portion of the nitrates. For nitric oxide support, beets should be raw or lightly blended. This is why juice works so well. Taste is often the barrier. Beets have an earthy flavor that some people dislike. If that's you, don't force it. Blend beet juice with apple or carrot to soften the taste without reducing effectiveness. What matters is consistency, not purity. Timing also matters. Beet juice works best midday, when your body is active. Movement amplifies nitric oxide effects. Even light walking after drinking beet juice helps distribute oxygen more efficiently to leg muscles. There's another benefit worth mentioning. Nitric oxide doesn't just widen arteries, it improves how muscles use oxygen. That's why people often report less leg fatigue, fewer cramps, and smoother walking after adding beets. Muscles simply work more efficiently when oxygen supply improves. However, there is one important rule. Avoid antiseptic mouthwash when using beet juice regularly. Mouthwash kills the tongue bacteria needed for nitrate conversion. Without them, the nitric oxide benefit drops dramatically. This single mistake explains why some people say beets didn't work for them. Within days, signs of improvement often appear. Feet feel warmer. Skin tone improves. Veins look less prominent because blood is flowing more evenly. These are physical confirmations that circulation is changing from the inside out. Beet juice is not a stimulant. It doesn't raise heart rate or blood pressure aggressively. Instead, it reduces resistance inside the vessels, allowing blood to move with less effort. This is exactly what aging arteries need. In the next part, I'll introduce a deep red drink that protects nitric oxide once it's created, helping it last longer in your bloodstream and shield artery walls from damage. Once nitric oxide is produced, the next challenge is keeping it active. Aging arteries don't just struggle to make nitric oxide, they also break it down too quickly due to oxidative stress. This is where pomegranate juice becomes incredibly valuable. Pomegranate doesn't supply nitrates like beets do. Instead, it acts as a protector. It preserves nitric oxide once it's released, allowing it to circulate longer and work more effectively inside your blood vessels. Pomegranates are rich in powerful polyphenol, natural compounds that reduce oxidative damage along artery walls. Oxidative stress is one of the main reasons blood vessels stiffen with age. When oxidative stress drops, arteries regain flexibility and nitric oxide remains active longer. Most people over 60 think slow. In cardiovascular research, adults who consumed pomegranate juice daily showed significantly improved blood flow responses within just a few months. In some studies, arterial function improved by nearly 30%. Not because vessels were forced open, but because they were protected from ongoing damage. Most people over 60 think slow. What many seniors notice first is a reduction in leg heaviness. That heavy, dragging sensation by late afternoon often isn't muscle weakness, it's poor venous return. Pomegranate polyphenol help maintain smooth vessel lining, allowing blood to return upward more efficiently instead of pooling in the legs. Another advantage of pomegranate juice is its effect on plaque stability. While it doesn't remove plaque overnight, it helps prevent further oxidation of LDL cholesterol, which is a major contributor to plaque progression. Over time, this creates a safer, more elastic artery environment. Taste-wise, pomegranate juice sends a clear sensory signal. That tart, slightly sweet flavor often feels instantly refreshing. Many people describe it as feeling reviving, and physiologically, that's accurate. Oxygen delivery improves as vessels relax and blood flow smooths out. Portion control matters. You don't need a full glass. Half a cup per day is enough to deliver benefits without excess sugar. Always choose pure pomegranate juice with no added sweeteners. Commercial blends often dilute the polyphenol content and spike blood sugar, which can undo circulation gains. Timing is flexible. Pomegranate juice pairs exceptionally well with beet juice. When nitrates from beets combine with polyphenol from pomegranate, nitric oxide production increases while degradation slows. This synergy becomes important later when we discuss the most powerful circulation combination. Within 1 to 2 weeks, subtle improvements often appear. Skin tone in the legs becomes healthier. Ankles swell less by evening. Feet feel less cold even at rest. These are signs that vascular protection is working. Pomegranate juice also supports heart muscle health and blood pressure stability, which further improves downstream circulation to the legs. When the heart pumps efficiently, legs benefit automatically. In the next part, I'll introduce a drink many people already consume, but rarely for circulation. When used correctly, it improves endothelial flexibility and mimics the benefits of gentle exercise inside your arteries. Many people drink tea for relaxation or habit. But very few realize that green tea can actively improve circulation, especially in aging blood vessels. When used intentionally, green tea works almost like internal stretching for your arteries. The key compounds in green tea are catechins, particularly EGCG. These compounds activate the same biochemical pathways that respond to light aerobic movement. In other words, green tea gently stimulates the endothelium, the inner lining of your arteries, to remain responsive and elastic. Most people over 60 think slow. As we age, arteries don't just narrow, they lose their ability to expand and contract smoothly. This loss of flexibility increases resistance, making blood flow harder with each heartbeat. Green tea helps reverse this by enhancing endothelial signaling, allowing vessels to adjust their diameter more naturally throughout the day. One of the most common complaints I hear from seniors is evening leg heaviness. Legs feel fine in the morning but grow tired, swollen, or achy by late afternoon. This often happens because arteries remain mildly constricted for too long. Green tea interrupts that pattern. Drinking 1 cup in the morning and another in the early afternoon helps maintain vascular relaxation across the day. Many people who replace afternoon soda or excess coffee with green tea report their legs feel lighter by evening. That's not coincidence. Caffeine in coffee can tighten vessels when overused, while green tea delivers a calmer, steadier effect. Another benefit of green tea is its antioxidant support. These antioxidants protect nitric oxide from breaking down prematurely, extending the benefit of other nitric oxide boosting drinks you may already be using, such as beet or pomegranate juice. Preparation matters. Use quality green tea leaves or bags. Steep in hot, but not boiling, water for about 2 to 3 minutes. Oversteeping can make the tea bitter and reduce its beneficial compounds. Green tea is best consumed earlier in the day. While it contains less caffeine than coffee, it can still be stimulating for sensitive individuals if taken late. Afternoon use is ideal to sustain circulation without disrupting sleep. Within 2 weeks, many seniors notice improved endurance during daily activities. Standing feels easier. Walking feels smoother. Legs recover faster after sitting. These improvements come from better oxygen delivery and reduced arterial stiffness. Green tea also improves blood viscosity slightly, helping red blood cells pass through narrow capillaries more efficiently. This is particularly important for foot warmth and sensation. In the next part, I'll introduce a drink that works primarily at night, reducing inflammation, calming arteries, and improving overnight circulation when your body repairs itself. Circulation doesn't stop when you go to bed. In fact, nighttime is when your blood vessels repair themselves the most. But for many adults over 60, this repair window is disrupted by inflammation, pressure changes, and poor blood flow to the legs. That's where tart cherry juice becomes uniquely powerful. Tart cherries are rich in anthocyanins, plant pigments that calm inflammation inside artery walls. Chronic inflammation stiffens blood vessels and interferes with oxygen delivery. By reducing this inflammation, cherry juice allows arteries to relax more fully, especially during rest. Most people over 60 think slow. One of the most common nighttime circulation complaints is leg cramping. This often occurs because muscles aren't receiving steady oxygen during sleep. Tart cherry juice helps by improving microcirculation and stabilizing blood flow overnight. Many seniors notice fewer cramps within 1 to 2 weeks of consistent use. Another overlooked benefit of tart cherry juice is its effect on uric acid. Elevated uric acid stiffens vessel walls over time. Cherries help lower these levels, making arteries more compliant and responsive. Tart cherry juice also naturally increases melatonin, the hormone responsible for sleep regulation. Better sleep means fewer nighttime blood pressure spikes. When pressure stays stable, arteries experience less stress and can repair more efficiently. This is why cherry juice works best in the evening, about 1 to 2 hours before bed. A small serving, around half a cup, is enough. More is not better, especially because concentrated juices can be high in natural sugars. Within 2 weeks, people often report not only warmer feet at night, but deeper sleep and less morning stiffness. These improvements are connected. Rested arteries function better during the day. Cherry juice pairs well with another evening drink I'll discuss next. 1. That feels indulgent but directly improves nitric oxide production in older adults. When people hear this next recommendation, they often smile in disbelief. But clinically speaking, real cocoa is one of the most effective circulation-supporting drinks available for adults over 60. when used correctly, cocoa is rich in flavonols, plant compounds that directly stimulate nitric oxide production inside the endothelium. Unlike stimulants that force vessels open, cocoa encourages arteries to relax naturally and respond better to movement. This is especially helpful for older adults whose vessels no longer expand efficiently during walking or standing. Most people over 60 think slow, in landmark trials involving seniors. Those who consumed high flavonol cocoa daily showed measurable improvements in walking speed and endurance within weeks. Blood flow to leg muscles increased, oxygen delivery improved, and fatigue decreased. These were not minor changes. They were functional gains that improved daily independence. The key is using unsweetened, real cocoa, not sugary hot chocolate mixes. Most commercial powders are stripped of flavonols and loaded with sugar, which inflames arteries and cancels the benefit. Look for natural cocoa powder with no added sugar. Preparation is simple. Mix 1 teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa powder with hot water or warm milk of choice. Stir well. You can add a small amount of cinnamon or vanilla for flavor, but avoid sugar. Drink it slowly in the evening, when your body is transitioning into rest. Cocoa has another important benefit: it reduces stress hormones like cortisol. Cortisol constricts blood vessels. Lowering it in the evening allows arteries to stay relaxed longer overnight, supporting repair and regeneration. Many seniors report that cocoa feels soothing rather than stimulating. Legs feel lighter. Feet feel warmer. There's also a subtle mood lift, which is no coincidence. Improved circulation increases oxygen delivery not just to muscles, but to the brain as well. Cocoa works exceptionally well when paired with light movement. A short walk, ankle circles, or gentle stretching after drinking cocoa amplifies nitric oxide signaling. Movement tells your body where to send the improved blood flow. Within 2 to 3 weeks, common feedback includes fewer nighttime cramps, improved balance, and easier morning mobility. These improvements are tied directly to enhanced muscle oxygenation. In the final part, I'll reveal the most powerful circulation drink combination, one that widened arteries by up to 30% in controlled conditions, and brings together everything we've discussed so far. If there is one combination that brings everything together: nitric oxide production, artery protection, and rapid blood flow improvement, it is the beet and pomegranate fusion drink. Clinically, this pairing produces stronger results than either drink alone, especially in adults over 60. Here's why this combination works so well. The beets supply dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. Pomegranate supplies polyphenol, which protect nitric oxide from breaking down too quickly. When combined, nitric oxide production increases and its lifespan in your bloodstream extends. This creates a powerful circulation window where arteries widen, resistance drops, and oxygen delivery surges. Most people over 60 think slow, in controlled laboratory conditions. This fusion increased blood flow velocity by nearly 30% within 2 hours in older participants. That level of change is enough to be felt physically: warmth in the legs, lighter steps, and reduced heaviness. To make it at home, blend half a raw beet with 1/4 cup pure pomegranate juice and water. The result is a deep crimson drink. That color reflects the concentration of active compounds working inside your arteries. This drink works best midday, when your body is active. Light movement afterward, walking, toe taps, ankle circles, amplifies its effect. Circulation thrives on motion. Now let's step back and understand why all of this matters. After 60, arteries naturally lose elasticity. This limits oxygen delivery to muscles, nerves, and skin. Poor circulation doesn't just cause cold feet. It increases fall risk, slows healing, worsens balance, and dulls mental clarity. But circulation is not purely mechanical, it's biochemical. Every drink you choose sends a signal to your blood vessels: nitric oxide must be rebuilt daily. It doesn't store. That's why consistency matters more than intensity. One drink per day is better than many all at once. A simple daily flow routine might look like this. Morning, warm lemon water. Mid-morning, ginger tea. Midday, beet or pomegranate drink. Afternoon, green tea. Evening, cocoa or tart cherry juice. This rhythm keeps nitric oxide stable throughout the day and supports overnight repair. There are safety notes. If you take blood-thinning medication, discuss ginger and beet intake with your physician. Avoid sugary commercial juices, which inflame vessels. And remember, These drinks complement, not replace, medical care. One final benefit many people don't expect is mental clarity. Improved leg circulation often improves brain circulation as well. Better oxygen flow supports mood, focus, and confidence. In simple terms, circulation equals life. Aging doesn't mean your arteries are finished. They respond to daily signals. When you give them the right ones, warmth returns, movement improves, and energy follows. That's the quiet power sitting in your cup each day.